Hey everyone, it's me. Long time no talk. The last time I talked to you, it was a little bit. One, I would say negative. It wasn't negative. It was just real. I had a rough subbing day and just felt like I needed to vent because subs we don't get the credit and respect we deserve. Same as teachers saying that about admin or students or parents or whatever. We don't really get respect from the students. So I had a right to vent. The last two times I subbed, for the most part, were decent. I did have a rough because some of the kids didn't want to work, and the teacher didn't really much of a schedule. And the kids just didn't want to work anyway. Even if they had work, they weren't going to work. So, unfortunately, I'm to the point right now where I'm kind of burned out with subbing. I'm kind of looking at other options right now. But again, that's hard with no car. Found a couple cars recently. I was even offered a car, but I just don't have the funds to get one. So it's unfortunate because even if I had the funds, I can't get a car at a dealership because they go off of last year's income, which I was on unemployment half the year. And then also with the cheaper cars, you don't know what kind of quality cars you're getting. So it's a risk either way. Well, not a risk either way, but it's there's negatives either way. So yeah, I've been off the past couple weeks. The last week before winter break, no one really called off. Whereas last year, people called off all the way up until the last day. The last day, that was the only day no one called off. So I'm gonna have another crap paycheck. I already know February's was because we only have 4 days, 5 days in the pay period. So who knows how often I'm gonna work. Um, you always see I'm gonna try to work 10 days, try to work this, and stuff keeps happening. The same as usual. Stuff keeps happening. Um, I had a tooth pull last week. That's kind of the big news. I had a tooth that cracked. I had a deep filling done like February, March, and unfortunately over the summer, when this whole abscess thing was happening, this was cracking. Finally, like a bigger piece came off, like a fourth of my tooth was gone. So throughout November, going into December, it was decided that I needed to take my tooth out. They were trying to figure out some other ways. They said no, it's just too far gone. So then I had to wait a couple weeks because again, I have to get approval from my hematologist because I'm still on blood thinners. So that was approved, and then the 23rd was the only appointment. So yes, the day before Christmas Eve. So I skipped all Christmas activities. I didn't do Christmas Eve, Christmas nothing because I have to watch what I eat, and also there is still COVID and stuff. Just not comfortable doing any of that. So yeah, I had my tooth pulled. I got the approval. I almost didn't get my tooth pulled because the dentist, shocker, they lost my approval letter. So they're like, "Oh, you might still be able to come in." I said, "No, no, no." I said, "You need to find out now, so I don't waste like an Uber ride down there." So it was taken care of. They found it eventually, and then I was able to get my tooth pulled. So I got that pulled Friday morning. So far, I've had a pretty good recovery, other than some face sensitivity. So I did actually set up an appointment for next week. I was trying to come in today or tomorrow, but just to make sure it's healing well, it's closing up. The hole's closing up. The tooth pulling, I really didn't feel. The shot hurt like hell. Um, yeah, but so far everything is fine. Everything I'm eating so far is pretty soft, so it's not that big of a deal. I don't really eat crunchy like things, especially with the holidays. You have the mashed potatoes, mashed sweet potatoes, stovetop ham. Those are all pretty soft, so I haven't really had to really modify. I have had tamales. That's a little bit more chewing, but I had that like a couple of days in. The first couple of days, you definitely can't eat any of that stuff. After day three, it's a little bit easier to do that. Um, Anything else? Not really anything else. Just had a couple of weeks off. Been getting laundry done, some organizing. The past 2 days, obviously resting with my mouth up. Went to Kaiser, had a couple of appointments, did some cleaning. Yeah, so that was all last week. This week's been more about resting. I do have to get some things done, a little bit more organizing. I know last year, like for the 3 weeks I had off, I was doing a lot of organizing, going through paperwork, organizing my closet, all kinds of stuff. Just some minor things to organize this time. Trying to be productive for 3 weeks off, and then to the point I'm just not excited about going back subbing. But the positives, obviously, we make $200 a day. I pick my schedule, but it's just besides dealing with some of these rough classes, it's like you don't always have work available. That's the other negative. But so I have to figure out what I'm going to do. I am looking at some jobs for the district just to see if anything piques my interest. Um, yeah, so that's about it. Um, had a few days of subbing, been getting some things done, tooth removal, recovery, organizing. That's about it. I don't do really New Year's resolutions anymore because they usually don't come true. I'm still trying to get my CSET done. Um, Obviously, I moved from a very negative situation. That's a positive. I'm in a more positive living situation, bigger room, more mature roommates, very positive. Um, Still trying to figure out about a car situation. Like I said, I had a couple that fell through. Really need a car. Really need a car. It's not just work related. I have to go to the gym. I can't go to the gym. Obviously, I'm losing income because I can't work the days I want to work. I have to get things done. Like, sorry, I need to get my hair done. My hair's a mess. I haven't gone to the eye doctor in a couple years because it's too far of a ride. Just other things like that. But anyway, if you have any resolutions, let me know, or I hope they come true. The only thing I hope of, and this has been the past few years, I hope I have more positives than negatives for the year because no one's gonna have a perfect year. No one has a perfect year. I just hope more positives than negatives, and that's about it. So that's it. I hope everyone's doing well. I'll check in maybe in a couple weeks to see how subbing goes, or if I find something else, I'll let you know. And that's about it. Happy New Year.